Hey guys, Bear here with If That's the Case, and this is probably the very first video for what I'm calling Season 4 of my channel, since I seem to do everything in spurts. So, what's going on is we are doing a competition for a computer that is under $66. Well, $66 or under. And I actually thought, you know what? I better get my butt in gear and actually see if I can join the competition. Sure enough, I could. And then I'm like, okay, hey, when's the deadline? The deadline's by the end of the day. Oh, when? By midnight. So with an hour and a half of time left, I am recording. Hopefully this will be rendered and starting to be uploaded prior to midnight tonight. So with that, let's get started with what the case and computer and all the parts are and how's my budget looking. So do keep in mind, I have absolutely no script as to what I'm going to say at all. Everything's completely improv and impromptu sort of thing. So the first thing is the case itself was $30 US dollars. This was actually bought from Value Village, and it's crazy for me to think that this was bought from Value Village. It is a Gateway FX system. It does have a i7-2600 in here, non-K variant, but still, and so this is $29.99. We'll just round it up to $30. So $30 already. The nice thing about this particular system, though, is the nice black and red. The lights do actually come up on the sides, which look pretty nice, especially in the dark. The very front of this actually has two hard drive cages that you can just hot swap. Hard drive bays that you can just hot swap on the fly. So these did not come with this system, so these are not going to count, nor are they going to be used during this. So let me just remove these. As well, it did come with an optical drive in here, so that was pretty nice. Very front of the case here we have all of these micro SD cards and other card readers up front, as well as two USB 2s, your audios, and then further down is two more USB 2s in the back. Alright, so in the side of the case now, a little dusty. I'm probably going to get knocked down a bit on aesthetics. What's going on in here is the PSU is not the PSU that came with this system. I switched it out. That was one of the rules that we were allowed to do, was not have like the cheapo PSU. So PSU's not being counted here. With that said, I did just throw in just a 500 watt PSU in order to power everything. So lastly, for storage in here, wow, that's probably loud. We are using a salvaged mSATA solid state drive from a Surface that was just completely broken. So that was salvaged out. The adapter here is $6, so this in total is about $11 value price. So we're now looking at $41 here. So for our GPU, this is the last thing that is not part of the system when it was bought from Value Village, is that this is a Geforce Gtx 770, and this actually came out of another system I have, and we are valuing this at $25 per what you can actually get these off of eBay without the shipping costs. So in total, this whole system is worth $66. So with that, what we're going to do now is we are going to boot this Gateway FX system up. I am going to show, well, let's do this real quick. So while the only monitor that I have over here really for this guy is a 4x3 Dell monitor, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using my capture card on my main system in order to capture the video output of the system. Don't know why I'm yelling. I got a new lapel mic that is strapped to my person, so, but I'm so used to if I face away from the camera that I got to raise my voice, which is not the case at all. We're going to power this on just to show proof that this can actually boot. And probably a little overlay here. Alright, so this is an i7 2600 CPU at 3.4 gigahertz, 4 cores. I believe there's, yep, exactly 8 gigs of RAM inside. This is DDR2 RAM, if I recall correctly here. And yeah, that's actually all the information that it gives us here. Oh, right. And the motherboard is a FX6850. So, let's go ahead and see what scores we can get. Oh yeah, while it boots, there's this nifty little dial on the top so that you can flip the lights on and off. I thought that was kind of cool. Starting with Cinebench R15, what we end up having is a OpenGL score of 82.43 frames per second, and then for our Cinebench score on the CPU, we end up with a score of 615. So with 3D Mark, we ran TimesBy, and the score ended up being 18,284. Now, however, it did read that this was an invalid score, but it was just because time measurement data was not available, and therefore the validity of the results could not be determined. We did also do a PC Mark 10 run on the console, and the first time I actually got a score of like 4,100. However, I forgot to save that, and I did multiple runs, so the second best score that I got that I can actually show proof of is 3,987 here. And then I did do a VR mark for the Orange Room. The system did not meet the target frame rate, so it is definitely not recommended that this is played with any sort of VR system. The score here, though, was 3,511, and which I can show here. And very lastly here we have Apex. And the very minimum that I got here was a 27, maximum of 105, and then my average was about 62.8 with the following settings as shown right here. And with that, that actually concludes all of my results. Due to time restraints, I was only able to do so much while hoping to make the deadline. So I'm really hoping this makes the deadline and that we can present this in the competition as a valid competitor. So as I said, guys, this is going to be the very start of Season 4 for this channel, and we are going to do a full case review of this case at a later time. If you want to see the other competitors who have entered into this competition, I will have links down to their videos below. Do check them out, see what their channels are about, see if it's something that is your cup of tea or your bottle of root beer perhaps, and leave a thumbs up, thumbs down, depending upon if you liked it. Of course, a comment. I would love to know your thoughts on this particular system that is being valued at $66 on the spot. And I'm Bear with If That's the Case, and I'll see you next time.